Hi, and welcome to this second video about what I use in AI. In this case, it's not the things inside C#, but the coding agents and automations I use. This is recorded in August 2026, as AI evolves all the time. So let's get into it. So for various coding and automations, I will list what I use, and after the fact, I will list what I don't use. So first up, for coding agents, I use Codex or ChatGPT app, as it's called now, from OpenAI, and I do that for all the code I write. In production code, I write like 95% using Codex and 5% on my own. And for the channel, I write a bit more by myself. In terms of chatbots, I also use Codex. Codex at the bottom have a section where you can just write instead of writing code. And when I'm on the go, mobile usage, I use ChatGPT. And I have Google Gemini as secondary if need be. In terms of automations, I use Hermes Agent, which is a system you install on your machine, and it can do scheduling, webhooks, APIs, and stuff like that. I have a separate video on it. And then I use Codex schedules for a few things that uses computer use, because I find Codex being better at computer use than Hermes Agent. Not that it can't, but Codex is just better at it. Then for image generation, it's also Codex. I can also do it in ChatGPT, but lately Codex has become better at it than the website. If I need a fast alternative, but not as good, I use the Google's Nano Banana. And finally, for AI transcripts, I use Codex when I need to upload a big video, and if I have some small videos, I use something called TurboScribe, which is an online service to do it. So that is what I use, but let's also a little talk about what I don't use and why. So why not other coding agents? Why not Claude Code? Well, I have learned a lot about Claude Code. I've tried Claude Code and so on, and I followed the news, and I really don't distrust Anthropic's business methods. Sometimes you're allowed to do something, sometimes you're not. Sometimes they just make stuff up. They don't. They release something, but they don't follow up on it or anything. I just don't feel like they are a good company to work with. Beyond that, it is much too expensive compared to OpenAI. It's not like you get twice the intelligence for twice the money. It's like almost the opposite. It's also the tooling. The Codex app is a desktop app with multi-threads and everything. Claude Code, yes, they have it, but they don't really care about it themselves. It's only the CLI that are really good. And I'm a little past CLIs now. And also, I feel like their models are not as good at following instructions. So that's also one of the reasons, but that's, of course, subjective. There's also GitHub Copilot and others, but in real life, I see it like there's two contenders. There's Codex and there's Claude Code. They are way ahead of all the others. Yes, the others are getting better, but why use others when those two exist? Then there's automations like OpenClaw instead of Hermes. I tried OpenClaw. It was the first I tried, but I really find that there was abilities in the early days, and those abilities you still seems to linger along in the installations, especially on Windows. Also, the setup is quite chaotic in my book. So Hermes is just OpenClaw done right, in my opinion. Others, yeah, there's Paperclip, there's Multiclaw, there's a lot of them out there, but I don't find them technical enough. So Hermes is just the right fit for me in terms of technical stability, working, and stuff like that. So that's why I'm staying there. So that is the things I use and the things I don't use. Here again for listing. But with that, thank you and see you in the next one.